today. Right now, we got some songs that are gonna make you just scream.
Geeky classic rock.
I love Halloween, and it's just a great time of year to be scary, and it's even a better time of year to go ahead and pick out an awesome Halloween playlist. So let's just go ahead and do just that. Come on, let's go. So many people enjoy and absolutely love this time of year. It's crisp time, it's fall is in the air time, it's Halloween time. I really went digging down super deep into the musical catacombs of my soul to get you the best Halloween songs for this playlist. Enough of all this stuff. Let's just go ahead and get into our Halloween playlist.
Since this is the most obvious and most popular of all the Halloween songs, I figured I would use this one first and get it out of the way right off the bat. Get it? Bat? Yum.
Thriller, Michael Jackson.
January 23rd of 1984 is when the hit single from the album with the same name was released. Michael didn't write this song, but the late Rod Temperton, also known as the Invisible Man, he wrote it. He's also known as being the writer for the group Heatwave, Remember Them, Groove Line, Boogie Nights, and the Oh So I Love You song, Always and Forever. He wrote those. Come on, Always and Forever. That was played at absolutely every single wedding that I ever worked at and attended, and every single time it came on, everybody in the room always just stopped and went, oh.
Trivia time. Guess who was the big time actor who did the voiceover at the end of this video and song? Okay, ready, set, think. Well, he has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was very, very dapper. And he could be kinda creepy. So if you guessed Vincent Price, ding ding dong, you're right, smarty pants.
Hungry like the wolf, Duran Duran.
Who doesn't like themselves a good wolf on Halloween? I do.
Hungry Like the Wolf was released by Duran Duran in the UK on May 4th of 1982. Then it was released just a short time later on June 7th in the US. It was really cool how this song actually was written and recorded and produced and made. Now, the day that the band was supposed to record, as each band member slowly trickled into the recording studio, they each did their own piece, pretty much separately or maybe a couple together at the same time. So by the end of that recording day, they had a total masterpiece to give to all of us, which made it even more yummy.
Oh yeah, it's trivia time. Now, Duran Duran had an absolutely superior, fabulous sense of style. What member of royalty declared Duran Duran as his or her favorite band? Time starts now. If you guessed Princess Diana, you are absolutely correctamundo, and you are simply irresistible, just like the song. You rock.
Freaks come out at night.
Houdini? Houdini. I might be a witch, but I love that song. Houdini was originally going to have more of a rock and roll sound, but they ended up just going with what was laid out in front of them. You know, like laying down underground. Boo.
The group magically appeared in Brooklyn in 1982. Jaleel Hutchins, John Fletcher, and Grandmaster D were the first group to mix it up a bit and add some of that flavorful R&B to rap. Music mogul Russell Simmons managed this group back in the 80s, and Houdini actually paved the way for other hip-hop groups to come onto the scene like Run DMC, the Fat Boys, and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
What is the name of Houdini's first song? It came out in 1982. Time starts now. Let's go, start thinking. If you said Magic's Wand, you can just go out and get yourself a golden ticket, because you're correct. Okay, you can go now.
Devil inside, it exists.
Every single one of us, the devil inside, which is like that type of thing.
Andrew Farris and the late Michael Hutchins wrote the song. It hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the video was directed by the late Joel Schumacher, who also directed some of the biggest cult movies of our time, St. Elmo's Fire and The Lost Boys. INXS began their career touring alongside Midnight Oil, but their name at the time was The Vegetables. Thank goodness one of those oil boys gave them a new name, because they really would have been in a pickle. Is a pickle a vegetable? I don't know. Is it?
Trivia time. What famous producer, wicked famous producer, produced INXS's first song from their fourth album? You got that first song from their fourth album. Here's a hint. He was the co-founder of the group Chic. I literally just gave you the answer, so let's go. Think. Come on, come on. If you told your imaginary friend Nile Rodgers, yay for you. Well, actually, you're not really that amazing, but hooray. You got it right.
Bark at the Moon. Ozzy Osbourne.
Ow, ow, ow! That felt good. Not only was this a single, but it was a whole album. A whole album about barking at the moon. I am in heaven right now.
Ozzy released this song on November 15th of 1983, and guess what? He wrote it all by himself. But Jake E. Lee stepped up and said he actually did a lot of work on this song and on the album, and then a whole conundrum just started to happen. Everything just went crazy. But I'm not getting into that because it's just a little too barky for me.
Trivia! You knew it was coming. Don't be surprised. Jeez. There was this wicked hot guy in the 80s. He had awesomely gorgeous hair. Well, didn't all guys in the 80s have awesomely gorgeous hair? They did. Anyway, he sang You Give Love a Bad Name and Living on a Prayer. He had a cousin. He did. His cousin mixed the Bark at the Moon album. So tell me who it was. Who was his cousin that mixed the album? Ready, set, go. Tony Bon Jovi is the answer, and if you guess that, that's pretty cool. And hey, maybe Tony can mix me up something, like a mocktail, cocktail, barktail. Oh!
Ghostbusters. Ray Parker Jr.
Who are you gonna call? Hopefully not me.
Come on, remember the movie Ghostbusters? Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray were the big honchos from Saturday Night Live to be a part of this film, but originally Dan Aykroyd wanted to do this project with the late John Belushi. It was the second highest grossing movie of 1984. Bill Murray was looked at as a film acting genius, and the title song hit #1. Ray Parker Jr., RPJ, he worked alongside some of the biggest acts in music history: Aretha, the Carpenters, the Supremes, and so many others. So let's get into trivia. It's time.
Here goes. The year was 1978, and RPJ had his own group at that time called Radio. Radio with a Y in the middle. Go figure. So tell me, what is the name of Radio's first hit? I'll give you a hint. Oh, don't drop that pail of water. Watch where, don't drop it. Pail of water. Ready? Jack and Jill. Jack, that was a good song right there. Jack, you went up the hill. Yay.
Somebody's watching me. Rockwell.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
I'm watching you.
January of 1984 was when this fabulous song was released. And who the heck is Rockwell? You're probably saying to yourself. Well, guess what? Rockwell is the son of Berry Gordy. Yeah, that Berry Gordy, the founder of Motown. Who knew? Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell did peak at #2, and the two songs that kept his song out of the #1 spot was Footloose by Kenny Loggins and Jump by Van Halen. One-word artists were huge at the time, like Prince and Madonna, so why not give Rockwell a one-word name too? And he was also a one-hit wonder, so there you go.
Here is your Rockwell trivia question, and it's wicked easy, so if you don't get it, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, here we go. Fix my hat. Which two Jackson brothers sang on this song? Okay, it was Michael and Jermaine. Now, I knew about Michael, but I had no idea about Jermaine. Is Jermaine watching me right now?
Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Of course you remember the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that cheeky little funny horror comedy type of movie, musical flick that starred Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurter, Susan Sarandon as Janet, and Barry Bostwick as Brad. Yeah. Time Warp is the point in the movie where the biggest crowd participation in the theater takes place. You know, people throw rice, they throw toast, and then they get up and they do the Time Warp. I totally remember going to the midnight show at the Meadowbrook Theater in Warwick, Rhode Island at midnight. I was exhausted by 1. I mean, those people were hardcore Rocky Horror Picture Show fans. But you gotta go once. This parody song is actually a mix of a couple of different songs, The Locomotion and The Twist. It's just a jump to the left and then a step to the right. It's really that simple. But let's not forget the pelvic thrust.
Okay, so for your questione this time around, now the whole cast sings this song, but which classic rock icon's voice is the most distinguishable in the whole song? Yes, sweet tarts. If you guessed Meatloaf, you're absolutely right because he played Motorcycle Lovin' Eddie in the movie. And does this make you hungry for some meatloaf? Yum, 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 yum.
Twilight Zone, Golden Earring.
This is not a super popular Halloween song on people's playlists, but I like it, so whatever.
Our friends from the Dutch land, Golden Earring, gave us their biggest hit, and it was actually inspired by the book The Bourne Identity. Come on, we know that we saw this video a lot on MTV, but the original video that the band did do was ixnayed by MTV because there was a topless female hitwoman. Yeah, I really think they did her and women everywhere a favor by not airing that video because, you know, you run around with no top on and then you're trying to get somebody. It could cause a lot of problems for some of us. Not me, but for some of us. So let's see how well you know Golden Earring.
What is the name of the band's first top 10 hit from 1973? Can you read my lips? Radar Love is the name of the song, and here's a bunch of coinky-dink things about this song and the Twilight Zone. So Radar Love came out in 1973, Twilight Zone came out in 1983. That's a decade apart, that equals 10, right? And they both only peaked at number 10, so number 10 was a solid number for Golden Earring. Solid, solid.
Lost in the Shadows, Lou Graham.
Lou Graham, Halloween, and the Lost Boys. All of this yumminess just goes so good together. Yummy. Lou Graham, Trick or Treat. Treat?
Corey Feldman, Kiefer Sutherland, and the late Corey Haim were among the biggest, iconic, up-and-coming actors of this time in the 80s to star in this movie, in this 1987 cult classic, The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys was such a crazy teen hit that it actually produced 2 sequels, and it's even crazier to find out and remember that Lou Graham was a part of it. 1987 was the same year that Lou released his first solo album, Ready or Not, and not only did it have the title track as a hit, but Midnight Blue was also another amazing piece to come off of that album.
It's time for the Luscious Lou trivia game. Now, in the song, in the title of the song, what does Lou sing just before he says the title in the verse? Ready, set, go. Say hello to the night, lost in the shadows. I just pulled this one out of the vault. I love being in the vault. Nice and cold, dark, moldy. Yum.
Maybe you're going to add 1, 2, or maybe more of these songs to your Halloween playlist. I highly suggest going back and listening to that Lou Graham song. Oh my gosh, I love it. But keep your love of the music of your past going. Watch one of these 2 videos coming up next, and don't forget to always remember to keep rocking.